back up in the world.
Dalla Francia, representing France, Gabriella Papadakis and Guillaume Cizeron.
Big crowd reaction as the spotlight gets even brighter when it focuses on these two. Four-time world champions, reigning Olympic silver medalists, and the five-time European champions. From France, here are Gabriella Papadakis and Guillaume Cizeron.
Getting a ton of speed for the midnight blues pattern and maintaining it.
This is different music for the blues section than we saw from them at their first international event. I have to say, I find it much more fluid in the composition of the program.
I agree. They are really, really good at figure skating. Oh, they're so good. Just the consistency from beginning to end. I mean, frankly, I'm just distracted by the quality of their skating. It's hard for me sometimes to even appreciate the programs themselves, the intricacy, even the elements, because I'm just constantly amazed. And I think we're lucky to have been in ice dance for so long that we're constantly aware of their presence on the ice. But goodness gracious, very well skated. I think this is a smart program choice for them.
I get the impression that when I'm looking at the hypothetical timeline of these two leading up to where they want to peak at the Olympic Games, that I recognize when watching them, well, this is definitely not as fast as they can skate. This isn't as sharp as they could do it, but I think that's wise and intentional at this point. In the same way, for example, we look at Nathan Chen, the three-time world champion. He takes out a quad or two, or takes a quad flip and makes it a quad toe. Well, these two right now, for example, had a midline step sequence level 2 at the moment being called. Well, they didn't quite have as much speed as they normally do going in. So yes, some edges were a little less secure, but I think it's almost necessary. You can't push yourself to the max every competition.
And we have to keep in mind that they didn't compete last year. And so just returning to form like this, going out there and looking as if they didn't miss a day is really impressive. And like you, I think that this program still has room to grow. It was skated very well. I particularly liked their Midnight Blues pattern. I thought that their transitions, the way that they moved from position to position was really interesting, difficult, added something. That music change that, you know, from their last competition in the middle section, I think benefits the program overall.
You know, it's little things like we just saw a slow-mo where she was doing a twizzle and he was able to lean his body completely off axis while she was finishing the turn to give some dimension to the transition between steps. It's that kind of thing that makes them the level of skaters that they are, whereas in slow-mo other skaters would look like they're very concentrated and straight up getting ready to catch the partner out of the turn.
Are you saying that I couldn't lean as far from side to side as he could? Because that's what it sounds like to me. And if it is, you're right. I mean, the two of them are so strong on their feet and in their knees that they're able to go all over the place without losing control.
Well, they scored over 85.5 points at their first international event this season. It will be even better than that this time around. 87.45 for Papadakis and Cizeron. So much of that score also coming from the grade of execution, the way which they perform the elements. You look at their twizzles alone, almost 10 points, whereas Green and Parsons, with the same base level, only earning 8.5. And